Hello boys and girls, welcome to another Investigating Science series. Today it's all about plants. We're going to be looking at the structure of plants, the parts of the plant, and the functions of these parts. So here we have different samples of plants. Can you recognize this plant? This is a grass plant, right? Good. And here we have another type of plant here. This we would call a shrub. Now I want you to look closely at these two types of plants and see if you can recognize anything that is similar or different about them. Okay? So you'll notice that they have this general structure where we have our root system. So let me take it one at a time. We have our roots, right? Our leaves, the section that connects the roots and the leaves right up to the flower, we call that the stem. And of course we have our flower, and in some cases you can see the buds, where we're going to have some new flowers or leaves coming out. All right, so that is our general structure of the plant. Now I want you to look closely at this shrub and compare it with this grass plant. Do you notice anything different? Okay, we can look at the flowers, and these two plants are all under the category of flowering plants. And they're called flowering plants because they produce flowers. Now the grass plant, the flowers are not as brightly colored. However, they're still flowers. Whereas for our shrub, notice we have some brightly colored flowers, and these are actually yellow and white. And do you know the reason why that is so? They are brightly colored to attract small insects, yes, and other animals. All right, and of course when we look further at how plants get to reproduce, we will see the reason for these colored flowers. All right, now I want you to look closely now at the roots. Do you see anything different about the roots? What is similar about them and what is different? All right, so you can see that for the grass plant, we have some very tiny roots, and they're really thin and more likely at the surface of the soil. So we can easily pull out these plants from our soil. Now look at our shrub. Look at the root system here. What do you notice? You will see that we have a main root, and then we have some tiny roots branching off from it. So that is the essential difference between the root system of our grass plant and that of our shrub. Do you know what we call these roots? We call this type of root system a fibrous root, and this type of system where we have them branching off, we call that a taproot system. So what are the functions of these parts of the plant? If I should place these plants in water, we would expect that the roots will help to transport water through up towards the stem, so that the leaves and other parts of the plant can benefit. All right, so our roots essentially have two main functions. They help to keep the plant secure and firm in the ground, as well as to transport water and minerals to the rest of the plant. Of course, our stem continues that process, transporting the water and the minerals to the leaves and the flowers, all right, and also to provide support for the leaves of the plant. Earlier we mentioned that our flowers are colored, right, because they are there to attract insects that help in the process of pollination to help the plants to reproduce. What about our leaves? What is the function of the leaves? Now in this plant, our leaves are green. Can leaves come in different colors? Sure they can. We can have many different colors of our leaves. Our leaves can also have many different shapes. But in this particular example, what is a function of our leaves? So the leaves take in carbon dioxide along with the water from the roots, right? And they use that with sunlight and the green pigment, which is chlorophyll, to make food for themselves and for animals. So there you have it, the structure of the plant, the functions of these different parts, and how plants help us to provide food. That's it for today. We'll catch you next time on Investigating Science.